Canto 20, Fifth Terrace continued, Denunciation of Avarice, Examples of Liberality, Hugh Capet, The Crimes of the Capetians, Examples of Avarice, Earthquake, and Gloria. Against a better will, one's will fights but poorly. Therefore against my pleasure, to please him, I drew my sponge unsated from the water. I moved on, and my leader walked in the empty spaces along the cliff, as one walks along a fortress wall close under the battlements. For the people, melting out through their eyes, drop by drop, the evil that fills the whole world, were too close to the edge on the outer side. A curse be on you, ancient she-wolf, that more than any other beast find prey for your endlessly hollow hunger. O heavens, whose turning, we believe, changes conditions down here, when will he come who will drive her away? We went with careful, slow steps, and I walked intent on the shades, whom I heard piteously weeping and lamenting. And I happened to hear one ahead of us calling out, weeping, Sweet Mary, as a woman giving birth will do. And the voice continued, How very poor you were, we can see by the shelter where you laid down your holy burden. Next I heard, O good Fabricius, you wish to possess poverty with virtue rather than great riches with vice. These words so pleased me that I walked further, so as to make acquaintance with the spirit, whence they seemed to have come. He was speaking still of the generosity of Nicholas to the maidens, done to lead their youth to honor. O soul, who speak of so much good, tell me who you were, I said, and why you alone repeat these worthy praises. Your words will not be without reward, if I return to complete the brief path of the life that flies to its end. And he, I will tell you, not for help that I expect from there, but because so much grace shines in you before you have died. I was the root of the evil plant that overshadows all the Christian lands, so that one rarely breaks good fruit from it. But if Douai, Lille, Ghent, and Bruges were able, soon they would take vengeance, and I pray for it to him who judges all. I was called Hugh Capet back there. From me are born the Philips and the Louis, by whom France in recent times is ruled. I was the son of a Parisian butcher. When the old kings had died out, save one gone to wear monkish robes, I found grasped in my hands the reins of the government of the kingdom, and so much power newly acquired, and so rich in friends, that my son's head was promoted to the widowed crown. From him the consecrated bones of the others began. As long as the great dowry of Provence had not deprived my blood of shame, it was not worth much, but still it did no harm. There with force and fraud it began its plundering, and then, to make amends, it took Pontoise and Normandy and Gascony. Charles came into Italy, and to make amends, made a victim of Conradino, and then he drove Thomas back to heaven to make amends. I see a time, not far in the future, that will bring another Charles out of France, to make himself and his family better known. Unarmed he comes forth, carrying only the lance that Judas jousted with, but this he will aim so that it will burst Florence's belly. From this he will gain, not land, but sin and shame, all the heavier for him the more lightly he counts such harm. The other, who once was captured aboard ship, I see selling his daughter and bargaining over her, as pirates do over their other female slaves. O avarice, what more can you do to us, now that you have so drawn all my blood to you, that it has no care for its own flesh? So that its future crimes and those already done may seem less, I see the fleur-de-lis enter Agnani, and in his vicar Christ taken prisoner. I see him mocked again, I see the vinegar and the wormwood renewed, I see him killed between living thieves. I see the new Pilate, so cruel that he is not sated, but without just decree moving with greedy sails against the temple. O my Lord, when will I be gladdened, seeing the vengeance, now hidden, that makes your anger sweet in your secret counsel? what I was saying of that only bride of the Holy Spirit that made you turn to me for a gloss, so much is the reply to all our prayers as long as the day lasts. But when night falls, we take instead a contrary sound. We recall Pygmalion then, whose gluttonous desire for gold made him traitor, thief, and parricide, and the misery of grasping Midas that resulted from his greedy wish, for which he will always be ridiculed. Then each remembers foolish Achan, how he stole the spoils, so that the wrath of Joshua seems still to bite him here. Then we accuse Sapphira and her husband. We praise the hooves that kicked Heliodorus, and in infamy Polymnestor circles all the mountain, he who killed Polydorus. Finally we cry, Crassus, tell us, for you know, what flavor does gold have? Sometimes one speaks loud, another soft, according to the affection that spurs us now to greater, now to smaller steps. Thus, earlier, praising the good, as we do during the day, I was not alone, but no other person was raising his voice nearby. We had already left him, and were struggling to leave behind as much of the way as was permitted to our power, when I felt the mountain shake like a falling thing, and a chill seized me such as takes him who goes to death. Surely Delos did not shake so violently before Latona made her nest there to give birth to the two eyes of heaven. Then on all sides began a shout so loud that my master drew closer, saying, Fear not, while I am guiding you. Gloria in excelsis Deo, they were all saying, as I grasped from those close by from whom the shouting could be understood. We were standing immobile and in suspense, like the shepherds who first heard that song, until the shaking ceased and the song was completed. Then we took our holy way again, gazing at the souls who were lying on the earth and had already returned to their accustomed weeping. No ignorance ever assailed me with so much desire to know, if here my memory does not err, as it seemed to me I had then, pondering. Nor in my haste had I dared to ask, nor could I see anything there, so I walked on, timid and thoughtful.